Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tangents podcast, but today it's more like the ancient alien slander episode of the Tangents podcast. I'm incredibly excited for this.
Oh god.
Ancient aliens made my tummy hurt a little bit.
Kind of like
Aliens makes
bananas
me-
make my tummy hurt a little bit.
Yeah, and Matill's back, ladies and gentlemen. Matill's
Hi.
back.
How's
It's
it
It's been
going?
it's been how long?
Oh, it's been at least 10 episodes.
You neglected your duties for too long.
I think he was last
Yeah, it's
on
been
like
quite
the
a-
third episode.
Yeah, it's been quite a couple
It's-
episodes.
It's been a bit. I've been adjusting to college and shit.
God, what? Oh God, we just posted the 12th episode. Holy shit,
Yeah, so I've been gone for what, 9 episodes?
something like that.
Yep, it's been a long while.
Mhm.
Boy, I'm loading up Factorio. That shit's like a tradition for me.
God damn it. Why do
Play
you
Factorio
guys
to have you back.
insist
Podcast.
on playing games during the podcast?
Factorio is chill as fuck, bro.
I'm glad to we're glad to have you back.
Hell yeah.
But how about you start by telling us your big, hard, long secret? I've been dying to
Oh.
know.
Oh
So,
yeah,
What do you guys think of skateboarding?
I think it's pretty cool. I don't skateboard.
You think it's
Skateboard's
pretty
pretty
cool?
damn cool.
Pretty neat. Are you gonna send us like a video of you like grinding and shit?
No, I can send you a picture of what happened after I tried to grind though.
Yeah, let's see it.
Let's see it. So wait, you've been getting into skateboarding?
I've had a skateboard for a few years now, but like I was just getting back into it.
I gotcha.
You're a
So,
skater
like-
boy, dude.
Do you skate around
Sure.
campus?
Yeah,
To
just
get
from
around
class to
easier?
class. There's
Nice,
a small
nice.
skate park
What was,
in town here.
that song again?
And,
Skater
I don't know.
There you go.
Skate-
Check topics.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Damn. Oh shit.
So I broke both bones in my right arm.
Oh fuck.
Damn, dude.
That
must
happened
have hurt.
Wednesday.
Man, that probably hurt.
It hurt a bit, but it wasn't actually too horrible.
Wait, when did this happen?
Well, that's what we
Wednesday.
call shock.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Damn,
fairly
dude.
recent. I still got the fucking splint on from the ER. I got it casted on Thursday.
So you're about to play Factorio with one arm?
I was just playing Spider-Man with one, with a,
What the
with a
fuck?
broken arm.
Oh my god.
Can you
Oh
send
wait, yeah.
this
Yeah,
picture
you missed
again?
the Spider-Man release.
Can
Damn.
you send this picture again, but with your shoes off, maybe?
No, sorry, the Vans are staying on, man.
Dude, you're way too observant for your own good milk. I didn't even see the fucking shit.
I'm trying to get
those
a submission
like-
on WikiFeet.
Bro, those are like
Post that
3-year-old
shit
Vans
Lucky
too.
Finder.
Like those
Fuck,
used to be
man.
my daily drivers in high school for like I don't know my junior year.
Your daily drivers
Now they're just my skate shoes.
for your old dogs.
Yeah, they're
The
old, bro.
the old dogs.
The old dogs.
Bro, they got a bunch of fucking dirt on the outsole. It's
Damn, you gotta wash your feet, bro. What the hell? That sounds
Yeah.
nasty.
Man, Matill,
my
you
shoes,
missed the
my shoes.
Oh, my alarm.
you
is now.
you missed this. Well, you missed our most viewed you missed being on our most viewed episode, which is
Yeah.
the episode where we actually just talked about Spider-Man because it had
Yep.
released. I just swung around New York
Oh
City.
yeah, that's
the whole
also the
time.
one
It was
where
great.
Bordelon fell
I think I
asleep.
missed that one too.
Yeah, that was-
No, you were there. You were
I
just
missed
asleep.
that one.
Yeah, it's titled Bordelon
Yeah.
fell asleep. I remember that.
Yeah. So, have you been listening to any of them, or you've just been like, huh, "Nice," and then just moved
Nah,
on?
I've just been like, yeah, they released a podcast anyway.
Waiting for the intro. That's it.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hears
Uh,
Bordelon's voice. He's like, ugh.
Nah, I'm not much of a podcast listener. It's just not my
Damn,
thing,
bro.
you know.
You're saying that on a podcast, you know?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Fight me.
Just a podcast doer.
Yeah.
I love
So is that your
podcasts.
secret topic?
Yeah,
The
that was
broken
my
arm thing?
secret.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say you had sex, and I was like, ew,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Low
Nah.
key.
Fucking
I
deal.
thought, yeah, that'd be the. Well,
was
I
gonna
hope
be
the arm
gross
gets
then
better.
If you
I
had
hope the
sex
arm
with
gets
a woman.
better. Yeah, I was grossed out too.
If you have sex with a woman, dude, you're off the podcast.
Wow.
Only Bordelon's allowed
never was
to
even
have
on.
sex. Yeah, only
Yeah, I
Bordelon's allowed
forget-
to have sex in this.
I forgot you guys only like men.
Yeah.
I personally
Oh.
love women. I'll have you know, but
No, you hate women.
Excuse me.
oh no, actually no. I hate fuck
This
women,
was
bro.
not
Fuck
what
women. I
we
hate
got in
women.
the contract,
Fuck all
RP.
those bitches. I hate them. Yeah, I hate women, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we're on brand.
So I just had to remember who the fuck I was for a second. Sorry about that.
How has this fucking podcast
Doesn't
not
even
been
remember who the
banned
fuck
off of
you are.
YouTube yet, bro?
Well, if you've looked at the description, it says never take anything we say serious.
Yeah,
That
that
is-
actually that's some
That's
whiteout
true.
for whatever I say usually. But you're actually mistaken, Argus. Our most viewed video is no longer Bordelon is asleep. It is now
It isn't.
Star Wars Nugget Edition, I believe, where we talked about Star Wars and also making fuck nuggets with
Oh,
lightsabers.
Lord. Well, like
Oh,
you.
God.
That was you that did that. Yeah, it was kind of weird,
You know what a fuck
but
nugget
really
is, Matill?
funny. No, we're not
No,
doing this.
I don't want to know.
We're not doing this.
So basically,
No, this is beyond the scope of this episode.
I knew
So
what you were signing
basically-
up for, Bill.
it's when you get a beautiful goddess alien and then you chop her arms and legs off to have sex with them.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Pretty much a
The way he's-
walking fleshlight. Or a crawl, or like a wobbling fleshlight. I don't know what else you would call it.
You got issues.
uh,
So let's maybe ready to go to the main events of our
already?
of today's episode. I mean,
You don't want to talk about how my belly hair is all big, or like my poop is coming out, or like.
not really.
Oh no, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear about how my
I don't want
balls
to hear
smell.
about your belly hair,
What the
dude.
fuck is this meme, Bordelon?
I don't want to hear about that either.
How my balls are smelly. How my teeth are falling out.
No, I'd prefer not.
I got a
Bro,
bunch of
those are the
earwax.
perfect topics. Perfect topics.
Dude, we've got such a backlog of topics, but I don't care. This is the episode. This
Yeah,
is my
alright.
my favorite episode so far.
Let's bring up a good
Is it
old.
because I'm back?
aliens.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, that Mitchell's back
Sure.
too. Sure. Oh shit.
Picks on foreskin. Oh yeah, it's pretty great. You're back. Haha.
Ha 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 ha.
Haha. Yeah.
Put that back.
What was his name again? What was the little dude's name that was beating me off? The intern.
We have an intern.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, because you're back in the studio with it.
Oh, you Matill's the
I'm
intern
not-
now.
I'm not a fucking intern. I'm a host, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
You're a guest
He's
host. You're like
we all have-
we bring you in every
I
now and
appear
then.
every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
No, dude, we all got shirts. That's like everyone at the office has them. Like we've got shirts that says host, and then everyone's got like
Yes.
shirts that says peasant or something.
It
Yes,
has
because
idiot.
remember, we are all in the same room.
We are all in the same room.
all the men
Reach
all the
over.
men
I can slap milk right now.
Fucking
Yeah, we don't
throwback
actually-
to the
Yeah.
pilot.
Yeah, man.
all the men in the studio have the words cum rag on with an arrow pointing at their face. And all the women have shirts that say whore.
Oh god.
We always have a camera rolling, so if we pay them, it's porn.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what, but we have a loophole where we put them in a burqa, and then we don't have to pay them anything because they can't
Oh,
prove
fuck.
that it's them. Yeah, but I had to kill one of the interns yesterday actually because he started giving me some lip.
Oh
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, I went into the restroom, started pissing all over his leg and shit because he was in the way. And he's like, "Hey, you can't do that!" And I stabbed him in the throat and threw him into the toilet and cut him up into little pieces. You know, fleshed him down,
Bro.
flushed him away.
Speaking of cutting people into little pieces, have you guys seen the
What the
Jeffrey
fuck?
Dahmer Netflix
Mm,
series?
No, I
No,
have
no, we
not.
haven't.
Though, has anyone seen that
Oh,
little dance
God.
he does? Have you seen that little dance he does? It's my favorite thing ever.
He does a funny little
Bro.
dance.
I dance in the
Yeah,
car
oh,
when
dude,
I'm
it's
jamming.
so funny. I'll DM it to you real quick.
You know what?
It's such a fucked up series, though.
I will admit the
It's
dance
fucked.
is zesty as fuck, but I love it. It goes so hard.
There There are multiple scenes of him dancing in that series, and he fucking sucks.
Like the
No,
Joker.
dude, no, dude. It's I'll send it to you all. Let me just get the link for it.
Is it like the
put it in.
Joker?
Let me save the video and I'll just DM it to you guys.
I won't be able to watch it because then the audio will pick up.
Oh, okay. Watch it later then.
Yeah.
I'll just post
I
it.
learned my lesson from watching the Muscle, the MP4 I think I watched. I will destroy you.
I will destroy you. You think you can take me? She will destroy me. That's the crazy part.
That
She will
woman's so
destroy
cool.
me.
So I gotta say, the worst part about having a broken arm is I just paid a guy on Fiverr $15 to record some drums for my cover of She by Green Day that I was doing.
I thought you were gonna say you can't really wipe your ass too properly.
Nah, I still have my left hand, bro.
You wipe with your left?
I used to wipe with my right. Now I wipe with my left. My right's fucking broken. But anyway, I was gonna make a cover of She by Green Day, and then like I broke my arm, so I can't play guitar or bass or anything.
Oh no!
Damn, you should use your feet.
What?
Use your teeth like Jimi Hendrix.
Your feet.
Use your feet or your teeth, either one.
That
Maybe
sounds
do it with your
painful.
toes.
That sounds painful. That sounds horrible.
But you don't have like a big, thick, stinky callus on your foot after skateboarding all this time?
No.
Damn. You don't have big yellow toenails?
No.
Prove it. Send me pictures of your feet.
Really just wants to see
Fuck off.
Send me pictures of your feet crinkling into the camera.
Now that Matill's back, he's really horny for a picture of his feet.
Send me a picture of your feet covered in honey. In the front of the camera.
In fact, anything liquid will do.
Recreate Tiny Husband and put it on YouTube.
The fuck is that?
Tiny Husband is
is
some guy who like gets in front of a green screen, pretends to be a tiny husband to his big yellow toenailed wife, trying to stomp on him.
Jesus.
Yeah, it turns out that tiny husband's wife isn't even real. It's just him in a wig.
No way.
All this time I thought he had a wife. Yeah. Tiny husband moments are fucking cool, dude. I have a tiny husband compilation in my hard drive.
Why do you have this? Why?
It's got like a 1 hour save of it.
Yeah. It's about like 30 gigs actually.
Oh my god.
It's 4K. A big 4K tiny husband video.
120 FPS.
On the date of my death, it will be released to the public.
Rendered in 32K with DaVinci Resolve Studio.
Yep.
God.
All right, let's bring up Ancient Aliens.
Yep. Okay. So for some context, viewers,
That's what you're looking at.
I dropped this. We're not gonna say who that is for various reasons, but I dropped the suggestion that we should watch Ancient Aliens and then give our thoughts on it, or like Ancient Aliens equivalents. So myself, Bordelon, and Milk all watched our own respective episodes, and it all came. I came up to this idea while dodging math homework, and and they all both got back to me with the following message in our little topics channel. Ancient Aliens sucks.
Yep.
They both unequivocally said. So what was y'all's experience with Ancient Aliens? I'm curious. Like, tell me.
My Ancient Aliens episode featured a bunch of just like first-hand account stories, and one of them included like these two big fat guys that worked on like a military base for a while. And they both claim to have seen a little black triangle aircraft that was like flying around in the woods. And one of the dudes went up and touched it. He put his little big fucking finger on it, and it gave him a bunch of binary, right? And they wrote it down or whatever. They converted it into English, and it just said something like about a protocol to like like monitor Earth or some shit. And the first thought I had was, why the hell are these aliens using binary? Why would an alien have a 0 and a 1? It could be anything. An alien could use any different symbol.
They could literally use their own language, and they wouldn't be able to figure it. Like, we wouldn't be able to figure it out, especially if aliens are trying to do like some covert shit on our planet.
It could have looked like hieroglyphics. Like, it could have looked like insane. But for some reason, they used 0s and 1s on their aircraft, and it gives out messages to people that touch it. It made no fucking sense. It was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
And they had these two fat guys go out there in the woods at night, and like they were just like saying things that they remembered. And the dude who quote unquote touched the thing and got all those numbers, you can tell he was like out of his mind. This guy sounded like he was high as fuck. Or like half a retard. That's what he sounded like. He was the most fucked up person I've ever seen. Like, he was like this I was like, what the hell is this guy trying to say anymore?
Like low-key serious issues.
Yeah, it's like half his brain fell out of his head when he got there. It was fucking weird. And he claimed that it was the trauma coming back to him from being there, reliving the moment. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched in my life.
Wow.
And yeah, they just bring up like ancient Egyptians, fucking funny little monkey. There was one there where they had like an actual like real recording of like a lizard queen having sex with the president of the United States.
Bordelon.
Yes.
What was yours?
There was 2 parts of it. It's fucking retarded.
Did you? I apologize if you felt the need to watch both.
No, like, the show had 2 parts that were retarded.
So it's just that bad.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it.
Tell us a little bit.
The first part was like they uncovered these ruins and they said that they saw a written language that they didn't understand, and they were wondering why a different civilization would be using this old dialect that nobody understands. And I'm like, because it's an old civilization trying to come up with the language. What the fuck do you mean? Why would they do it?
Why are humans trying to communicate with each other?
Why are humans trying to communicate?
That is like the basic human like formula. Like,
yeah,
we need to
communicate
communicate,
with each other.
guys.
What do you mean you don't understand? Of course you don't understand. You're not gonna understand what they said. They only what they would.
People are smart.
People need to communicate. How else are they gonna get that breast milk from the village woman?
Oh, fucking A.
Down the road. How else are they gonna convince their neighbors to give breast milk to their baby? And themselves, maybe, if they sneak it in a little bit when she's not looking.
My friend, what is with you in this?
Breast milk?
Yes.
I don't know. I've been looking at a bunch of Abigail Shapiro nudes again.
Again?
Again?
Bro, we were talking about this last time I was on the podcast. How long are we gonna be on this shit?
Call back.
SpongeBob battle from Bikini Bottom. Yeah.
Abigail Shapiro was also in my episode of Ancient Aliens. She started singing like an alien. It was terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible opera.
The second part was when they were saying that they found temples underwater and they were wondering how people built them. And I was like, well, do these motherfuckers not know what Pangea is?
Well, the Pangea statement's also kind of absurd in its own right.
Yeah, Bordelon, you're the dumbest person on this podcast. That was the dumbest thing. That's the second dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And they even compared it to the Sphinx. They were like if you look at the Sphinx, and they have like this guy. You guys said it earlier. They have like somebody who's actually registered as like a. I didn't do much research into who he was, but
yeah,
he seemed like a knowledgeable person at first, or not even at first, like over time. He said when you look at the Sphinx, you see the erosion marks on it, and that's not from dust. That's from water. And I'm like, what? I didn't know. There's no more.
Excuse me, what?
Moisture?
Why is
how
it?
do you know that?
Moisture at this time of the year. And I was so confused. I was like I don't think any of these guys know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, but you don't either. because you just brought up Pangea.
No. Wow.
You brought up Pangea and humans in the same sentence. You know how long ago Pangea was? That was like way before humans.
You don't think cavemen existed?
No, you fucking idiots. There was no cavemen.
Not even Neanderthals existed alongside.
They were like barely dinosaurs. They weren't even like dinosaurs, bro.
It was like, no, okay, so they wouldn't have existed during Pangea, but like Pangea was the fact of continental drift.
Yeah. Okay. But it wasn't Pangea. Pangea is like.
Is that why there are ostriches in America?
Millions of years before. I mean, during the Ice Age, supposedly, well, not supposedly, there was like a big land bridge between North and South, North America and Europe, and Russia and China and shit.
Yeah.
Asia.
No, I'll say you said Europe was like Asia.
Yeah, Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what you meant to say, Bordelon.
Like you just said.
Pangea was like literally millions of years way before humans' life. Anything even remotely human.
Using it as a reference towards continental drift instead of just saying continental drift, which is two words.
That's an Ice Age movie, bro.
Go ahead.
That's an Ice Age movie.
Walk it back.
This podcast is too much of a joke for y'all to get this upset. So let's chill.
Continental Drift is an Ice Age movie.
What did Bordelon say last time? That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know.
He was saying like homeless people should be thrown into like a prison camp.
But you said homeless people should be put on a desert island to be like develop their own society or something.
That was what Bordelon said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why are you taking credit for this?
Because it makes sense. It's a good idea, and I should do it.
Dumbest.
Very well.
It makes sense.
No, it does not.
It makes sense. Oh shit.
Oh
Sorry,
man.
Bordelon.
In our area, because obviously we know it bothers certain high-end individuals.
Yeah. So we should just throw them into like a District 9 and watch them kill each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when they're on that island, they're
Isn't
gonna
that
think
just
back
like
to that time. They're gonna be like, "Man, I really shouldn't have bugged that kid at the red light for a beer."
This sounds personal.
Yeah.
It does.
It's always personal with this guy.
No, it's not personal.
First it's race, then it's homeless people. What next? First it's black people, sharks, and now it's fucking homeless people annoying.
Yo, Matill wasn't here for that, was he?
What?
Bordelon compared sharks to black people.
What the fuck?
Saying that you have to watch what you do around them,
Yeah,
or else they'll
he's
attack.
He's like, what does my blood in the water?
Way out of context.
Sorry, I was trying to say it's like the best of my ability.
It doesn't matter what context it's in.
You know, black people, they're like sharks, you know? As long as you treat them with respect.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said. We're like, as opposed to what other human being.
As long as you respect them and keep your distance, you'll be okay.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh, man.
I guess we'll talk about my experience with not the Ancient Aliens episode that me and Mia and Milk just had the displeasure of sitting through.
Yeah, we kind of talked the whole way through.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
What I watched on my own time. So I couldn't find an Ancient Aliens episode, but I did manage to find something called In Search of Aliens.
The Search.
And in that, they talk about Pumapunku, which, from what I can gather, is like it's in Bolivia, and it's like a it's like, I guess it was a structure, right? I think they're fairly common as like some kind of structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as the History Channel does, they say aliens built it, most likely.
Yeah, most likely. Humans are incapable of building things.
Yeah. So like, for example, there's even a record that says History Channel. They had even said that so there's like these very intricate blocks that they built, most likely carved from like a quarry like a couple miles away. And like they couldn't have carved these that intricately, and everyone's like, yeah, they probably could have. And then in their own mythology, their ruler, who was their deity, said, if my people saw my face, they would run away. And they're like, oh, that must mean he was an alien, right? Or that, like, and my first thought's like, or maybe he was either incredibly ugly, or two, he's a god, and in their mythology he's a god and you're not supposed to see a god's face.
Or three, he killed people. Whoever looked at him would get killed.
Yeah, that too. Like my subjects would run away, not because I was ugly, not because I'm an alien, but because I'll murder them. But it starts to get super duper asinine, because they get this guy named David Childress on here. Same dude that I was telling you about, Milk. So
the guy looks David like what did I say he looked like?
I don't remember. It was the dude. It was a big. Yeah, he looked like George Lucas.
Yeah, George Lucas.
So I did a little bit of research into David Hatcher Childress and found some very interesting things. On the show, they call him like a fucking archaeologist or something. They call him a. Let me see if I can. I'm literally looking at the episode as we speak, so give me a sec.
I think he was a child pornographer, actually.
Maybe.
But an infamous child pornographer trying to be caught by the FBI for many years.
Oh.
Okay, so he's an author. He's not a scientist by any degree, right? So I looked into he's literally not. I looked into this David Childress and found out that he's known for making pseudo archaeological and pseudoscientific things, like talking about Atlantis, the pole, the hollow earth, pre-Columbian oceanic fucking contact. Like, we're talking about like ridiculous shit, right? Well, he went to, so this is the funny thing, he's considered, like, on this episode to be a person, like a subject matter expert in archaeology, right? He went to the University of Montana, Missoula to study archaeology, but he dropped out. He's a dropout.
What?
He's a college dropout. Yeah, he dropped out of college for archaeology.
Bro, so he's like Milk.
yeah, exactly.
So let's be honest, if this guy actually went to college, he wouldn't be saying any of this shit.
We find Milk on Ancient Aliens.
I'm just saying that aliens created all coding.
Yeah, exactly. Not like it wasn't like Alan Turing and von Neumann.
Yeah, any sort of those dumbasses that invented programming. with those punch cards. It was all
von
alien.
Neumann. Fuck him. Alan Turing. Liars. Each and every
Turing
one
was an alien, actually. I think. He was
yeah,
he might have been.
He was a gay. Well, he was Alan Turing. He was also a gay alien.
He was a gay ass white alien.
He was a gay alien that just looked like a human. Dude.
I'm pretty sure all gay people are aliens too, but
oh, what the fuck? Does that mean you're an alien?
No.
No, you know what's the most disappointing about Ancient Aliens?
What's up? What's
My
so
dad
disappointing?
constantly watches it with
Oh.
an intense stare.
Yeah. A lot of people watch that shit because they think History Channel is real.
Exactly. I went to the comments of that same episode I'm talking about, and it's so weird. Like, people are talking about, like, let me read one of these comments. Someone said, the more in depth you go, the more connections start showing up from ancient world. Keep up your great work. So
what
fascinating.
do you mean?
There's no connection.
That's called paranoia.
Exactly. So this is the reception from, this is what actual, like,
dumbasses think.
this is what actual smart people, like educated people, say about this Childress guy. Patrick D. Nunn, a professor of geography at the University of the Sunshine Coast, has noted that I'm quoting this from Wikipedia, that Childress is a proponent of pseudoscientific claims such as the lost continent Mu and megaliths in the Pacific Islands built by Leviathan or something. Noon has written that, quote, the disappearance of Mu is very convenient because it means that theorists like Childress can say they like and appear convincing to people who are comparatively uninformed, as many naturally are, of the huge body of scientific information on Pacific geology and culture. Another guy, a historical archaeologist, Charles E. Orser, has a lot to say about this. He's an editor of the International Journal for Historical Archaeology. He says pseudo archaeologists continue to perpetuate the idea that Atlantis was a racialized place. David Childress, one of the most flagrant violators of basic archaeological reasoning, has provided perhaps the most outrageous racialized vision of Atlantis in discussing the Tiwanaku in Bolivia, which is the topic of the episode.
Atlantis had a Black Mermaid moment too.
It's explained later. I'll actually go into it in a sec, but like the Tiwanaku and how the Atlanteans interacted with them. And as a palace built long before any native South Americans were present, Childress proposes that the majestic site could have only been constructed by the Atlantean League. The League was composed of mythic seafarers who, quote, sailed the world spreading a megalithic culture and wore red turbans over their blonde hair.
What the
That's
fuck
a quote
is this
from
guy
Childress's
talking about?
book. That's a quote.
Are they fucking like basing this off of Aquaman? What the fuck is Atlantic League?
He is serious when he says this. This is exactly from David Childress's book. And this is a continuation of what Orser says. Nowhere did Plato, and if anyone who knows, Plato is the guy who talked about Atlantis, right? He's the only guy to have ever talked about Atlantis at all. Yeah. And this is nowhere did Plato
go drown themselves.
Yeah.
Go down there.
Yeah, he says nowhere did Plato, the only actual source on Atlantis, mention the blonde hair of the Atlantean. Plato did mention that the men and women of Atlantis, being semi-divine, were inherently good. The correlation between goodness and whiteness is thus obvious in Childress's formulation and in much else that has been written about Atlantis. So not only is Childress off his fucking rocker about Atlantis and how the Tiwanaku built the Pumapunku, but he also probably thinks he also basically says Atlanteans were white. Prove me wrong.
Something tells me Plato was using this story to prove some sort of philosophical truth.
Yeah, like philosophical thing about how race is irrelativant.
Or the origins of goodness. And
yeah, evil. I don't know.
Plato was a student of Socrates, so that was pretty much all he did. He was just trying to figure out the nature of good and evil and fucking what is truth and what is lies.
Oh, dude, it gets even worse in this episode because he brings up He brings up the Fuente Magna bowl, in which apparently it's a bowl that has what he described as ancient Sumerian writings on it, right? And that it was discovered in Bolivia, and he's like, and the widely accepted belief in the archaeological community is that all these ancient civilizations never actually interacted with each other. They just have a lot of similarities, and that's why people like Childress say, oh, it's aliens, right? Because they see commonalities between these people, because for whatever reason, I guess they think on a deeper level that all these different civilizations, they're all fundamentally different, when at the end of the day they're still humans, and they think geometry and they think math and stuff.
They're like, look at this painting on this wall of a beautiful Fuda.
Yeah,
and we go over here.
Exactly. They go over here. Aliens must have come down and told these ancient people about chicks with dicks, that type of thing. It's really stupid.
But yeah, imagine that being on an actual fucking episode of that show on the History Channel.
It's like that video of the gallery with the big, the large-breasted anime girl with the milk like udders,
dude.
nipple like udders. squirting milk and she's jump roping.
And like this happened, like this 100% happened.
I would love it in the distant future to be looking at hentai.
Like, yeah, this happened. Chicks with dicks were like
women. Women used to have penises
chicks
like
with,
the men.
Chicks with massive dicks, like massive throbbing penises that just wouldn't go down.
I was like, I need to go to Atlantis.
Yeah, that's where the chicks with dicks.
This is hot chick heaven. Sonic Underground was real as well.
Oh shit. So this stupid Fuente Magna bowl. So
and the racist.
Childress insists in this episode. He's like, they don't want. He's like, mainstream people, archaeologists don't want to talk about this. Like, as if he somehow is like a non-mainstream archaeologist. Motherfucker, you dropped out. Like,
I bet it's because they think it's complete bullshit. Don't want to waste their time on bullshit.
Exactly. And in a second, I'll explain why it's complete bullshit. What he's saying, but he's like, they don't want to talk about this because it would change all of history, right? So they're like, and basically, again, it's a bowl that according to Childress has ancient Sumerian on it, which the Sumerians existed in Iraq, and he's like, yeah, this is proof Sumerians interacted with the Tiwanaku, right? So I found this interesting thing, and this is one of the main reasons that most there's very little research that's been done into the Fuente Magna bowl, and the reason for that is because the circumstances at which it was found are kind of shaky. So and a lot of people consider it a legitimate artifact, and again, that's still even on shaky ground. So I'm just gonna say this from what I found on the topic. Someone says its provenance is almost entirely hazy. We don't know for certain exactly where it was discovered, the precise circumstances of the discovery, or the date when the discovery was made. So we don't know when somebody found this. Kevin Fitzpatrick Matthew, who runs which might be my new favorite site, the Bad Archaeology site, claims, quote, it is supposed to have been found by a worker in the Chua Hacienda, which belonged to a family named Manjon. I apologize if I butchered that. Magnon, yes. And it's said to be 75 to 80 kilometers from La Paz. According to Yuri Leverado, the Chua Hacienda lay on the northern side of Lake Titicaca. Websites describing the bowl sometimes refer to the find spot as an ex-hacienda and sometimes capitalize it as Chua, so CHUA, as if it's an acronym, which it is not. Reporting such research undertaken by Bernardo Biados and Freddie, I'm not gonna blah blah blah, who traveled to Chua in 2000, no trace of the Magnon family could be found. However, an old man of 92 named Maximiliano recognized the Fuente Magna bowl from a photograph. He called it El Plato del Chanco, which I guess means the pig bowl, explaining that it had been used as a food bowl for pigs until it was taken to the Museos whatever in 1960. I'm gonna guess it's like some kind of museum. The problem with this account is that it's based on the recollection of an old man whose full name was not even recorded, made 40 years after this supposed event, that the supposed finding of this Magna bowl. The reason it's weird is because there's actually no contemporary accounts of its discovery. No one actually saw it being discovered, and there's no accounts of the person who theoretically claimed to have discovered it. So they're like, "Oh, we found it," and it's like, "Who found it? We don't know." Was anyone there to see it be? Was it? Yeah. Was anyone there to see it? Unearthed? No, we don't know. So I guess like this bowl just kind of popped up, and people were like, "That's an ancient artifact, right?" It said that the bowl is. Go ahead.
What if it was just some kid in pottery class and he was like, "Bro, this bowl looks pretty old, doesn't it?" What if we told someone it was an artifact?
It could have been some spooky, stinky pirate brought it over there a long time ago. I just left it.
It could have been a conquistador. Like, what the hell? Yeah, just kind of dropped it. the bull is supposed to have been unearthed around 1960 and wasn't described in print until 1975. So a solid 15 years after it's supposedly discovered, then they actually write about it. And then the first description of its scripts, which are the little writings within the bull, aren't until 79.
Oh wow.
So you can start to see a little couple issues here.
Someone
Together
tampered with it,
first,
probably.
yeah. And it brings to the question of the bowl itself is even genuine. And that most people believe that it probably wasn't carried across the Atlantic in the pre-Columbian period. And the most widely accepted belief that if it is, for the sake of argument, if it is in fact authentic, it was most likely brought over from that part of the world to Bolivia in the 50s. So that it, like, the Sumerians didn't bring it. It was more likely that that just somebody in the 50s brought it over. And and there's even questions of wondering if the bowl that we see now is the one that was dug up in the 50s or 60s. And the reason it's weird is because it's essentially in one piece. But accounts of its discovery suggest it has been restored, which may indicate the original was initially in fragments. And if that's correct, the bowl we see today is not the bowl found in the hacienda.
What do you think the bowl would hold?
What kind of anime was?
Like urine and shit?
Cum
was a cum bowl?
Cum bowl?
Where's my bowl of cum? What happened
and
to
then
it?
it's, where's my bowl of cum? And, like, imagine I'm speaking.
Yeah, we're speaking
My
ancient
bowl of cum.
Sumerian. My bowl of cum, my bowl of cum is missing. And he runs outside screaming. Everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
Goes to, grabs the local vendor by his collar. Did you steal my bowl of cum?
Did anyone come and sell you a bowl full of semen?
It was the most glorious bowl of cum I've ever seen.
It's like, thank God I got my pube box. Thank God I still have my box of pubes. He has like a beautiful engraved like fucking pottery full of pubes.
Well, so this is another weird thing too about this bowl is that the major promoters of the authenticity of this bowl, who by the way are fucking insane, are really they've created this myth theoretically by extension, because one of the main proponents arguing for this this idea that the Sumerians had reached out across the world is Clyde Ahmad Winters, who believes the Olmecs were descendants of survivors of Atlantis who settled in Libya.
You could be from Atlantis and Conan, I believe.
Yeah. But basically saying that, like, I get the Olmecs, who are a people that settled in Libya, are descendants of Atlanteans, which is asinine because, like, only one person has ever claimed to have kind of seen or even known about Atlantis, and it's Plato. And even then, most people are like, it's just a really good fiction. Like, that's the one that's like the only thing. Like, most people agree that Plato's writings on Atlantis isn't even real. It's just really good fiction because he just was really good at the time, I guess.
Well, he used like fictional stories to explain like his philosophical teachings.
Yeah.
Like one example was like I forget what exactly they were trying to teach, but it was like some story about like this like military officer that has to go in front of like a court for killing a man for like trying to like hurt his family or whatever. It's just talking about like the morality and like and how it plays into like the core law and shit. But it was completely fake. That'd be like someone taking that story and saying that this actually happened. It's like, no, it didn't happen.
when the I forgot how the fuck it's pronounced. Not pronounced, but like how it's said. It was that whole march to like get Constantinople. There was a Roman general who took a city. I forgot which one, but he
maybe
wrote
Istanbul.
He came all over.
Maybe Istanbul.
Maybe.
I'm an idiot.
Why
Constantinople is Istanbul.
Yeah, you're thinking of the song. You gotta think of the song. Why the Turks change it to? Why the Turks change the name over?
And this is what they teach us in boot camp, and communications wise, is they were like, the general sent a letter back to the capital saying "city taken," and then he received a fine back from the capital saying, with a letter saying, taken would have sufficed.
Okay.
Basically saying he wrote too much in his letter. He used too many characters.
Nice.
City taken.
Yeah. He received a fine
Too many
for adding
words.
Too many words? Why is this too many words?
Yeah.
It's basically the concept of they don't want to read too much.
This a joke? I don't understand what's going on. What happened to the
No,
Roman?
this is a real story. I mean, it has to be real. They use it to like describe like how simple and short communications is to us.
Well, yeah, I was about to say he did say.
How does this correlate to the Romans?
It's a
What?
tangent. God damn, I don't know how many times I have to
No.
explain it to you. It's a tangent.
It doesn't make
This
any
is the
sense though.
podcast.
You didn't
He's
finish the
linking- yeah.
first one.
No, okay.
Welcome to
okay.
the Tangents podcast.
Don't
where
gonna-
we literally just go on fucking tangents.
Bordelon
about
literally
nothing.
stops the story in the middle of it to bring up something else.
No, that was the story.
What
No,
happened
I
to the
think- I
Roman
think-
general marching?
No.
No, he received a fine.
Yeah, he got fined. Why do we need to know what happened to him? He literally. I think the point he's trying to make is that in military communications, keep it short. You don't have to say it lots because whatever. Yeah. And they just find him because that's what Romans do.
Okay.
Now the inscriptions on this bowl are where it gets really interesting for me, because the inscriptions have been described as Phoenician and Proto-Sumerian. It's been suggested there are Hebrew inscriptions in the bowl as well. The first line has been variously translated as "Girls take an oath to act justly, and the Lord of Serenity with the light gathers." This suggests that not only, by the way, I'm quoting something somebody else wrote, but that there's no consensus on the translations, and that the nature of the script itself remains in dispute, but quite possibly that the bowl has never made the subject of detailed scholarly examination. And there's also no peer-reviewed publication devoted to this bowl. Most researchers just completely write it off because it's so outlandish what people are saying about it.
You know what the second line says on that bowl?
It says, "I'm about to go."
It says, "I'm about to go." The third line actually says, "Women should get naked and have sex with me with an address to my house." Actually,
No, third line
to my
is
house
just
in
a
2022.
drawing of a guy fucking a girl. That's how simple their porn was.
Yeah, it's like me, and then on top of it says me in ancient Sumerian, and then the girl is as your mother in ancient Sumerian.
Arrow and stick figures in the
Ancient
tree.
Sumerian Xbox Live Party.
It just starts speaking ancient Sumerian.
That would be the funniest shit. If you were like
would.
if you like made pottery and like you just kept putting like evil shit on your pottery, like in secret, like putting like you give like your friend's family like some cool pot for carrying water, and on the bottom it shows like him sucking dick. He needs the pot. He can't do shit.
Fucking
Oh,
evil.
Babush, you fuck with me too much.
It's have to that claim they can
Oh,
translate.
that's it for tangents.
Hello?
Internet dying. Internet dying.
Hello.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
good.
We might be
Yeah.
okay.
He's good.
I think we might be okay. Nope. Okay, I think we might be good. I swear to God, if Wi-Fi fucks up this whole segment, I'm gonna be pissed.
Matill's hacking you right now. He's hacking you.
Yeah,
into your
Matill,
system.
fucking stop it with your stop hacking me with your stop hacking me with your single arm.
Yeah.
Stop.
I can barely fucking type, bro.
The psycho uses
man.
Vim. You gotta be careful.
Oh god.
There's
Don't
two
get me
guys
started
that
on
have
fucking Vim, bro.
Vim.
It's fucking terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
Nice. There's two guys who have claimed to be able to translate what's on the bowl.
Vim
funny.
sucks as the fourth line.
Yeah.
Wow, they were really good at tricking this crew.
Yeah, two guys, Dr. Alberto Marini, claims to be a recognized authority in ancient Mesopotamian languages, and Dr. Clyde A. Winters. They're major proponents of this bowl being some crazy shit, so they're not fucking reliable. I'll send. That's only part of the write up. I'll send if y'all are interested. I'll send you the rest.
I'm
Later.
checked out already. I'm already checked out.
Yeah.
Let's get off ancient aliens.
Yep. So yeah, in essence, God, that took way too long. I apologize. In essence, y'all, ancient aliens fucking blows. Don't listen to any of the people that talk on these shows. They're all fucking insane.
Yeah, we should
They
talk
have
more
no clue what
about
they're talking about.
Willy's Wonderland instead.
Oh,
How about
God.
how about
Why
Bordelon
the
give
fuck
us a
is
recap?
Freebird... No, God, why the fuck is Freebird 9 minutes long? Can
The
someone please
ending
tell
of
me
it
that?
is just ridiculous because he gets in the car with the
Freebird?
underage girl and then
Oh my God,
he
shut
doesn't say a
up.
fucking word still.
What is
Shut
Freebird?
up.
What
He
is
just
Freebird...
stares at her and
It's
he
a
just
song.
hands her a fucking
See,
purple
exactly.
fizzy drink and then they just drive off into the sunset in his
Okay.
muscle car.
Okay, real quick. Have you seen the Kingsman Milk?
I think so when it came out.
With like the
maybe.
dude, like the gentlemen in the suits that like are secret spies and
Does
shit.
he have like anal sex with like a princess or something?
Yes,
like a
yes, he
Russian
does at the end
princess?
of it.
That chick was
Yeah.
so hot.
This,
That's all I
so
remember.
you may remember Freebird. It's got the crazy guitar riff, but in the Kingsman, uh, there's a church scene where it's a church scene. It's a crazy scene. You should watch it. But Freebird is included, and it's got some crazy guitar riff that goes really hard. But I for whatever reason Freebird showed up in my Spotify. It's 9 minutes long, and it takes like 7 minutes to get to that iconic part of the song. Nobody knows anything about Freebird until you get that one piece. That's it. So my question is, why the fuck is Freebird 9 minutes long? And they do like 3 different build-ups to it, to like
you don't
the
get
crazy
music.
riff, and then drop it back down. No,
Bro,
it fucking
the
blows,
art, bro. It's the art.
It's art, bro.
dude. It's Freebird as a single is the equivalent to the Migos' 27-track album. Like that.
You ever heard of Beethoven, bro?
Oh my
Those,
fucking God.
You ever heard of classical
How long are
music?
his
That
things?
goes
Oh
for like
my
an
God.
hour, fucking more.
Bro,
Good Lord.
there are
Sometimes.
classical music songs that go on for 3 fucking hours.
Yep.
Dude, oh my
No
God,
joke.
no songs do not need to be that long.
Hey, bro. Sometimes
Honestly.
a song is so good you gotta listen to it for 3 hours.
No, it's not a matter of the song
if I
being
were to
good.
make a country, I would make sure our national anthem is 5 hours long.
I'll straight up listen to
I
Mozart
gotta
for like 3 hours, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Gross, dude. What the
Mozart is
hell's
great.
wrong with you? You got issues.
Hell, no.
Yeah, you got issues.
Classical music is
bro.
awesome. People listen
I would
to
rather listen
OSTs.
to the same song. I would rather listen to the same song on repeat for 5 hours.
People listen to like soundtracks from movies and games and shit. It's no
Well,
different.
that's for I don't know.
Yeah,
My main issue
when
is
it first
that
got
like,
released had a good soundtrack.
You guys just don't like music, is what I'm hearing.
no, I like music, dude. It's this. No, the problem is it's songs that like Freebird that go on for 9 minutes when they don't need to, or like albums like fucking Culture 2, which is 27 or 24 fucking. It does not need to be that long.
You guys are
dude.
like the king of Austria telling Mozart that there's too many notes.
Well, I've been agreeing with you. I've been saying I like this. What are you talking about?
But yeah, I love classical music. I don't mind when a song's too long because it's not like I'm just sitting there listening to music anymore. I mean, I used to like just lay down and listen to music. But now I'm like, that's just kind of a waste of time.
Go with the backlog of our topics.
What? That Freebird is just too long?
No, like scroll back up in our our little notes because we're the same space together. And
yeah. How about you give me the big long scroll we have here, the Elder Scroll of topics?
yes, here you
You're gonna
go.
make an entire fucking Bethesda game off of this podcast.
I wanted to talk about Skyrim, but I wanted to talk about Skyrim at the time, then I forgot completely what I was going to bring up about Skyrim. Yeah, I guess it's just a great game, dude.
Very good game.
Yeah. Would you guys live in Skyrim world?
No.
The world of Skyrim? Why not?
No.
Sounds awesome.
No Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but
No
you could be a powerful wizard.
Yeah, but I could also
If
be
I'm
like a
not the
fucking I could also be a bitch of the Falmore. I don't want that.
If
Yeah,
I'm not
but
the
you could kill
Dragonborn,
them.
I'm not joining the Skyrim world.
Not the dragon.
That's implied,
Super
obviously.
important.
Or the
Okay.
or the
Yeah.
Nord, dude. Imagine my black ass going to the Skyrim world and ending up in fucking Skyrim.
We
Bro, you
already-
Imagine
can
that.
literally be black
I'd
in
be
Skyrim.
fucked.
Yeah, there's plenty of black
Not,
people in
not,
Skyrim.
not in. Okay, are we talking? No, I'm talking Skyrim, like the place in Tamriel or whatever the fuck.
There's
I think
plenty
it's
of black
Tamriel.
people there.
Yeah, there are.
There's no racism in Skyrim.
What do you mean? The Nords are so fucking racist.
Except against Khajiits.
Yeah, but like, they're the racist towards like
Dream
elves
come
and
true
stuff.
for you.
Yeah.
No,
You
they're
don't
also
count.
no pause. The Nords are like fucking crazy xenophobes, dude. They hate anybody who's not a Nord living
That's
in
true.
Skyrim.
You could be a
so
black
say I'm a
Nord.
say I'm a no, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. There's black skins for Nords.
I'd rather be a red guard.
Yeah, red guards are sick.
But no, I couldn't be a red guard and live in Skyrim. I'd literally get my house burned down by a bunch of fucking like racist Nords.
Dude, red guards are OP
Skyrim
though.
KKK.
As they exactly yeah the yeah, like for real, bro.
No, well, you'd be
it's
fine,
like,
dude,
yeah,
because
no.
red guards are like super overpowered. So
Wait, aren't they
Yeah.
resistant to fire too?
Are they?
no, they're not. That's the dark elves. But
Oh,
they
shit.
have like this ability that just makes them super good at like swinging their sword over and over. So you would literally like mangle people. You have like an autistic rage built in your blood.
Wow.
If you were a red
Wow.
guard, it'd be like like that time you were yelling about Kermit. That would be you as a red guard.
Shut the fuck up! I wasn't. God damn it.
Kermit is a
Okay,
frog ass bitch.
New topic. Fuck off. New topic. What are your else thoughts on Nvidia? How do you feel about Nvidia?
What about Nvidia?
Graphics
I think
card.
Nvidia's. Yeah, graphics card. I think Nvidia's killing gaming, but that's just me.
I'm not gonna build a new PC for their new cards.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. No, it's. I think I feel Nvidia is killing gaming right now because, like, back in the day and of course, tech is getting more expensive, but back in the day, we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna, even though we make like crazy cards, we're gonna try our best to make sure they're affordable. We're always gonna try our best to make them affordable. They're not even trying anymore. They're just making like these cards that are 100% worth it, but they're so expensive. Like you gotta be
$2,000 for a card.
Dude, exactly. The 4090 is gonna be in like its own. You're gonna have to be in a completely separate tax bracket to afford the 4090s. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous.
Bro, wait
Like-
until the fucking 50 series comes out. Those things are gonna drop to like $500.
Yeah, honestly, it's
You know
just
what
like,
Nvidia also
dude,
did?
Uh-huh.
So Nvidia, they used to just like make the base like Founders Edition cards, and then like let other companies
Yeah.
build like the normal cards we usually buy.
Yeah, my
And-
2070 is
and recently, what was it called? GeForce recently cut business with them because Nvidia decided to just start building their own cards completely at like lower prices because they build them themselves. And yeah, they just mistreated like a bunch of their business partners and like undercutting their own partners and shit.
So is that kind of why they're so expensive now?
I think what Nvidia's trying to do is control the supply of their cards
That
by
is
cutting
literally
their business
monopoly.
partners out. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
Dude, this
Bro.
monopoly's fucking everywhere, dude. We don't care
Bro,
anymore.
fucking Nvidia actually got a lawsuit from the government when they were trying to buy out a semiconductor factory. Under antitrust laws, they got sued.
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking like, it's like, and the thing is that graphics and games aren't gonna like stagnate. They're like, it seems that as time goes on, just the games every year or every 2 years, they incorporate some new crazy tech to make the game look really beautiful. But it's like, how? And the thing is that gaming is also in a weird place as well, because it feels like a lot of companies aren't making games for the sake of the games being fun anymore. They're just trying to generate the most revenue as possible. But the weird effect of that is if Nvidia makes impossible, like if people can't run the games in a reasonable manner, they're not going to buy the game at all. Like that's just how it is. So it's like either Nvidia needs to calm the fuck down. It needs to start. It needs to. Because let's be honest, if they made their cards cheaper, they'd sell like fucking hotcake. And it's like
they already do.
They already do. Exactly. And it's like Jesus Christ, dude. I have to. Because my computer eventually, it's just not going to be able to keep up with games anymore. So I'll need to eventually go up to a fucking like a 30 series or maybe, or God forbid, a 40 at some point in my life. But how am I supposed to do that if a 2070?
I have a 2080, bro.
Yeah, the 2070 will last me a while. I got mine in 2018, so about when the 20 series started coming out.
Well, the thing that Nvidia's doing is they're trying to do like a monopoly, but they're not doing it like, in an overt way. They're sort of just like mistreating their business partners, and then like kind of like force them to cut ties with them just so that they will be out of business using their chipsets, right? Because if you want to build a card with Nvidia's chipset, you have to buy it from them first and then build the card.
Yeah, no, it's so fucking ridiculous. It's like I'm just like, what's the average gamer supposed to do with that? It's supposed to do with that reality.
I mean, I think Nvidia is probably going to have better prices overall in the future.
You might be right, yeah.
But they're gonna go out of business.
But also, they can easily like manipulate the market into making them more expensive whenever they want.
Well, and the other weird thing too is that all the like I would get I don't know about AMD's prices, but AMD's prices may be a little better. But it's just like there's this. These are just facts, right? Nvidia is the king of GPUs, and for the most part, and then AMD is the king of CPUs, the Threadrippers and whatnot. And it's just like even let me look at how much a Threadripper costs.
A lot.
Just like ballpark.
I don't think it's gonna affect us
Jesus
as much.
Jesus fucking Christ.
A lot.
It's I don't know. I feel like I'm at a place where it's like, how am I supposed to continue enjoying my hobby if I can't afford to do it at all? And the same goes for like games, like for example, Modern Warfare 2, which yes, I bought.
Hey, guess what? Warfare you 2. Lost any right to complain about prices after you bought Modern Warfare 2 before it released.
I feel like I can still complain about it because I don't think a game should cost $70. 60 I'm cool with.
You realize 70, it's only really? 70 because of you, right? Because you're part of the problem.
Maybe. But like it's like I'm getting to a place of how am I supposed to enjoy my hobby if one, the tech that I need to enjoy it is in a completely different tax bracket from me, and then how am I supposed to enjoy it if I can't even buy the games I want to play because they're just getting more and more expensive. Like
why are companies? You could steal the games, I guess.
Yeah, pirate. Yeah. Steal. Yeah, if you steal. Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't think about that. You're right. If I steal, it's free.
Yeah.
Yes. I encourage everybody to steal games. No, don't steal games. Unless
everything
you really,
in this
really
podcast
need to.
Should be taken as a joke. Disclaimer.
Yes.
You shouldn't steal games unless you really, really want to play it.
Or unless it's like some like fucking Nintendo ROM that you're gonna emulate of like a really old ass game that no one's gonna buy.
Well, ROMs were always considered okay as long as you actually owned the original. That's what they claim at least. I mean, I play Pokemon fucking Gold and Silver and never owned those, but
who gives a shit if no one's even buying the game
shit,
anymore,
the Callisto
bro?
Protocol comes out on December 2nd. Oh my god.
Like the game's fucking dead. Download it.
But what Nvidia's doing, I think we're just kind of at their mercy. I don't think there's really any way out of it unless AMD or another competitor of theirs, like Intel maybe. Intel's trying to make their own graphics cards as well if they figure out how to do it.
I don't think it's gonna go well for them though.
Nope.
It could be.
Unless for all we know, in the next couple of years, there could be I imagine it's gonna get out of hand. Like, I don't think Nvidia's gonna. I don't think any of these companies are going to get to a point where they're like, you know what, we're satisfied with our prices. No, they're just gonna keep making them go higher. So I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a curveball thrown, like by, you know, there'll be a crackdown on like like price gouging your components. But as it currently stands, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen anytime soon.
I heard that the prices for like 30 series cards is gonna go down actually, because
the 40 series was released.
Well, that, and also because people who mine Bitcoin or Ethereum now, they mine Ethereum.
Yep.
They're actually moving away from like actual like using that sort of system where you're allowed to mine for the Ethereum. They're removing that, so there's going to be less people buying 30 series cards just for mining.
That might be nice. And yeah, that's the
so
other
it's probably
thing.
Gonna be like they're probably be selling a lot of like secondhand 30 series in the market.
Yeah. That's really whack. Everybody nowadays is a fucking like cryptocurrency god, you know, like, and I think that's probably like one of the reasons prices are going up, because there's a huge demand for them, because everybody wants to fucking mine crypto and, you know, mine Dogecoin for some reason, because they like riding Elon Musk's dick.
Yeah.
But dude, like $1,000, who's supposed to afford that? Like, I mean, other than people that for somehow man get one. I'm just like, dude, like that's fucking excessive.
Yeah, I don't really get like the cryptocurrencies, so I don't really buy into that shit.
Yeah, and like we're getting to a weird place, because you've got all these like social media
I feel like cryptocurrency is gonna pop at some point. That whole bubble's gonna pop at some point.
I think so. I think
it kind of already started losing its value.
Yeah, especially
you just look at Dogecoin, that big bubble popped, and now it's worth dick.
I think the doom of cryptocurrency is probably gonna be people. I think
regular people can't get into it.
Not that, but I think the doom of cryptocurrency is going to be when people start to it's just like people see the reasoning in it anymore, and that's when it's going to pop. But I think also still going to continue to do cryptocurrency, because
I just feel like cryptocurrency is too niche still.
Yeah. Unless cryptocurrency becomes like a thing where it's accepted in like everywhere, it's gonna go away eventually.
And like, I don't know, you got people like Elon Musk, right, who have, and this is actually something that kind of makes me a little nervous about Elon Musk. I'm not gonna start spitting like some whack ass conspiracy that he's gonna take over the world, but
I hope he does. Like, he's cool.
He's definitely
like terrible, like evil, like terrible people who are terrible, like Elon Musk, being able to communicate in a good way with young people is like super fucking scary to me.
He's cool though. That's because he's like Obama.
He's not cool though. He's not cool though. He's a fucking he's a cunt. He's a literal cunt.
What about Obama? He's cool.
Obama's cool too. But he's also a politician, so he's problematic in his own right.
I'm just saying.
No, dude, Elon Musk being able to appeal to young people to the degree that he does, especially like cringy 13-year-olds on Twitter who think this generation can't take a joke.
Well, he loves cringe. He loves posting it.
He's literally exactly. He's a perpetuator of this very shit, like of this cringe stuff that they're talking about, and nobody's gonna check him because like
nobody can. He's fucking rich.
Well, that, and it's like most people have given up on trying to check him, because like you say something like Elon Musk says, for example, like, yo, if someone can write up a piece of policy and prove why I could make the world a better place if I donated money, if people can figure that out, I'll do it. I'll donate money, or I'll donate money to an organization to end this thing. And they're like, yeah. Then someone writes out a piece of policy, says, here it is, and then he just doesn't do it.
Yeah, and then he's like, I didn't read that. It's too long.
Then he just doesn't. Yeah, and then he just
TLDR.
doesn't do it, or he just doesn't do it, or he gives like some half-assed reason why it doesn't work like that.
I don't think he should be forced to do anything. I think it's his money. He can do whatever he wants.
No, but with that being said, if he's gonna, but with that being said, if he's gonna be like, yo, if someone can prove to me why me donating a couple $1 million or a couple $1 trillion or something, or a couple $1 million to this very good objective fund that does good work, if someone can prove to me why me doing that would help the world, I'll do it. And then somebody does it and he gets to play this game of mental gymnastics to justify why he doesn't have to do it.
I don't know if it's mental gymnastics.
Asinine.
It could be just like
Maybe
a funny troll to him. It could just be him trolling.
Oh yeah, like buying fucking Twitter.
Yeah, but the thing is that's not cool when you do that. And then people are like, dude, what the fuck? You're an asshole for that. Then his defender's gonna be like, he's not an asshole, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, what's the point in trying to call out his bullshit?
He really was trying to have a gimmick to make up for why rich people shouldn't have to feel responsible for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it like, well, yeah, why try to argue with his fans, like his dick riders, if they're literally just cringy 13-year-olds who don't know anything?
I think if he's just an asshole, he's just an asshole. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter to me. If he wants to be a dickhead, he can be a dickhead. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna try to steal his money and put it into things that I care about.
But that's the problem. In the instance I mentioned, no one tried to take his money. He offered it. He's the one who opened the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, I'll follow through with it, makes a promise to, and then doesn't follow through with it because he knows nobody's going to hold him accountable.
Yeah, he didn't follow through with the Twitter thing.
It. No, and well, now he's being held accountable because Twitter's suing him to force him to buy it.
Yeah.
You have to take it off our hands, please.
Please take this fucking dumpster fire from us, Elon.
Yeah,
Elon.
They're like, please take it.
Yeah, Twitter is pretty terrible.
Yeah,
depending on how you use it. It can be
Yes.
very, very amazing. Like my other Twitter account that has nothing but hentai on it.
I knew he was gonna say that.
It has nothing but big-breasted Japanese women and hentai.
Yes.
It's amazing. Those hentai artists are so good, dude.
Yeah, they are. But that's like what I'm saying, right? He says I'm gonna buy Twitter to make it like a free speech thing or whatever the fuck. And that in its own right is problematic. Like some people have said that how are you supposed to like own the town hall? He compared if I own Twitter, it'll be like a town hall, and people are like, how can a town hall be owned by the people if you own it? Like,
yeah, that's
how?
true.
How does that work? That doesn't make sense.
Could do the very thing that one guy did, where that tree owns itself.
DuckDuckGo has been doing that shit recently.
Oh yeah.
They started omitting searches that they claim are Russian propaganda, right? So like if someone like searches up like war in Ukraine or something, they're gonna omit things that show up from Russia, which I think is stupid. You know, even if it's fake, I should be allowed to see it.
Everybody should be privy to information. So.
I want to know what kind of dumbass thing that they're saying over there.
Yeah, everybody should be privy to information. But like exactly, like how are you to make something a place of free speech if you own it? Like it's a conflict of interest. Like if you own something, you're able to do whatever you want with it. You can't claim it to be like town halls and like literal town halls are owned by the people because people pay the taxes to have them built. Like nobody owns it. Well, it's owned by everybody. Twitter, you can't make it like that because it's owned by you, Elon.
What would you do if you owned Twitter, Argus?
What I do if I own Twitter? I wouldn't own Twitter in the first place.
No, but what if you did? What if the owner of Twitter died and then he gave it to you in his will?
Argus of the Tangents podcast, you hereby are the owner of Twitter.com. Oh, well, as the official owner of Twitter, I'd make a post saying hentai artist, go fucking wild. I like that shit.
Front page, leave it at that. Hentai is always on the front page from now on.
Yeah, it's always trending.
There's an easy donate button for people to donate money to good artists that they like.
Yeah. That's what I would do is on Twitter.
The first thing I'm doing is posting all the source code on GitHub.
Yes,
so
actually,
people
that
can just go wild on it, and I will just not care.
Yeah, make their own version of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, actually, that'd be interesting. Be like, on Twitter, here's the source.
Twitter's now open source. Everybody, make your fucking branches.
No, here's the source code, y'all. Have at it. See who can see who can do my site better.
Who can destroy
no,
the
like
site.
literally. No, I would like do like who can make a better Twitter. Here's the source code. Not destroy the site, just who can make a better Twitter.
Yep.
And just see what happens. Just make it a competition.
That would be cool, actually.
I think that'd be really cool. It's kind of like the for me that's the equivalent of like when Lockheed Martin went to like a hacking convention in Las Vegas. They were like, "Here's a piece of tech. See if you can hack it." And somebody hacked it, and they're like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
They fixed it. So, but like,
imagine
really
putting all
funny.
the source code out, and then like saying all like the fucked up weird shit that Twitter's been doing up to now. You know. Like omitting results, fucking shadow banning algorithms, all types of shit.
True.
That would get exposed.
Oh, Twitter is a wild place, bro. It's sometimes I'm like, damn, Twitter should be illegal, and then sometimes I'm like, damn, Twitter should not be illegal.
I just use it to follow my favorite artists on there.
Yeah, well, some people are weird on Twitter. That's for sure.
Like the most weird stuff I see.
But
is
Twitter's
when, like,
also the funniest place ever.
The weirdest stuff I see is when an artist I like starts talking about politics or whatever, and then I just see like them like get into like huge arguments with people.
I think that's actually funny as fuck, especially if it's like if it's an artist that has no clue what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this could be biased for me to act like I know what I'm talking about to some degree, but like, see, it's so funny seeing two people it's always so funny to see two people who have no clue what they're talking about. Argue about politics, like, and just go out and you're like, dude, you two have no clue what you're talking about.
It's one of the best things about the Tangents podcast is that we don't know anything.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, man.
Yeah, that David Childress guy, no clue. No
David
clue.
Childress can suck my nut and my balls and also my other nut. Because I have 4 pieces of tissue down there.
4 pieces of nut.
I have 2 extra pieces of tissue right next to my ball sack, so I just call them those 2 my nuts, and my other pair the balls.
Nice.
What I'm talking about.
Your balls are just outside.
I got 4 balls. Oh my god! I hear my grandmother fucking burning something. I'll be right back.
Is that I think that's the first time that's happened on the podcast. I think that's so funny.
Oh, the house is on fire.
Yeah, whole house on fire. Someone keep it going. Keep conversation going.
No.
No? Okay, well, fuck you then. You're off the podcast. Like, that's my choice. Like, I get to determine that. Oh, so Matill, how was your first week of college? When did you start, by the way?
Oh, fucking, September.
Gotcha. Early September?
Like, I think the 16th.
Gotcha. So yeah, how was your first week of college?
It was decent.
It was decent.
Very hot. My dorm doesn't have AC.
That's a crime.
Yeah. Yeah, I could barely sleep in my lofted bed on the 4th floor of the dorm.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it's cooled down quite a bit. It's actually pretty comfy in here now. I know my way around campus. And my earliest class is at 11. So.
Yeah,
nice.
Fuck, I have a project due tomorrow. Oh, and I have math. Fuck. Yeah, so college for me, not going the greatest, I will admit. Not going the greatest. Overwhelming as fuck. Stressful. It's a huge adjustment for me. It's a really big adjustment I've been out of school since June, so being back in a school environment and then being like, well, you're just on your fucking own, go fuck yourself is it's definitely a major adjustment. I don't think I'm gonna get used to it until I think it's gonna be a while before I get used to it.
So I'm gonna make my grandmother some food.
Just
And
want to call it here?
we only have like 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna call it right here, fellas.
Okay.
I'm sorry that we had to cut it short, but this old woman's trying to burn the house down, and I have to.
Oh boy.
So
right, y'all.
yeah.
This was the Tangents podcast. I apologize for my tangent today. Mine was a true tangent.
That was a long one.
That was a long
that's
one.
The point
but,
of the podcast.
If I see anybody yelling about Elon Musk in the comments, I'm gonna go insane to stab Argus. Goodbye, everybody.